I am glad to be sitting here with Miss Sheetal Kapoor, Principal of Witty International Borivali, to bring us some light to Cambridge as a board and expert perspective on this entire board deciding journey, ma'am.
Hello.
Hi, ma'am. So, I have, I would like to understand from you what makes IGCSE different from other boards.
Okay, so as I always tell the parents that conceptually nothing changes. What changes is the assessment and the teaching learning strategy.
Right.
So where any other board would look at content worth learning, any international board and Cambridge would look at content and its understanding.
Okay.
So when we look at a child from a Cambridge board, we can easily say that this child is more reflective, more responsible, ready to ask questions, to delve deeper, do some research, because the curiosity is that much more when we open the doors for learning.
Absolutely. Okay, from your experience, if you have to highlight two biggest trends of Cambridge as a curriculum, what would they be?
It's research based, it's dynamic. No two questions of the board exam are repeated or are same. So it's a very dynamic curriculum and it is a very global curriculum. When we say global, you live locally but think globally.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, as a principal, you must be bombarded with a lot of questions about Cambridge curriculum. I remember I also coming and asking like 10,000 odd questions, but typically any three questions that are constantly asked and you feel that this is like a constant concern for parents and you would like to help us understand what would be, how do we address that sort of concerns?
So most often parents do ask me that will my child be able to appear for competitive exams because Cambridge is such an easy board.
Absolutely.
So my one answer to that is that again competitive exam is board agnostic. What they focus, competitive exam, what it focuses on is speed and accuracy.
Right.
Now for speed and accuracy, the one thing that you really need is conceptual clarity. Right. Otherwise, where will you get speed and accuracy from? So the concepts are, as I always keep on saying, reiterating, concepts are universal. The grip over the concepts has to be so strong that you should be able to give any competitive exam. And we all know, it's not a hidden fact that everybody does go for training for competitive exams, whether it is an Indian board or an international board. So that shouldn't be a concern. Another question that generally parents ask is that my child will not be able to write because it's a very easy board. Now, one thing we have to understand when you go through the question papers of Cambridge, there are essays that children have to write which are minimum 500 words, 800 words, 1000 words. It's a very clear mandate given in the question paper. Now, how will the child write 500 words or 1000 words without knowing the content?
Absolutely.
So, we cannot say that it's an easy board. Another thing that parents want to know is how easy are the board exams and how easy is it to score? Now, let me be very frank that any Indian board you can get 100%, 99%, 98%, 100%. But for a child to get 100% in Cambridge, the child becomes a world topper. Okay. That means the child is actually pitted against all the students in those 200 odd countries who are appearing for the Cambridge exam. So the child becomes a world topper. Now, why is it so difficult? Because in any Indian board, you've got a question bank. 5-year question papers you solve, you're able to write the exam.
Yes.
But for Cambridge, no two board exams have same questions.
Oh, is it?
So then there is a lot of backing that the school needs to give. There's a lot of research that the school needs to do, that what are the kind of questions that they can be asked, and also there is a deep dive that the student also needs to do, which the Cambridge empowers the children for.
Absolutely. It was such a great time to have with you, ma'am, to have a
Thank
nice,
you.
candid conversation with you, and help parents like me who are always figuring out and deciding which board to select. So this has been a very helpful insight. Thank you for watching. Thank you, ma'am, for joining
Thank you.
us.
My pleasure.